What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another episode of the Totally Cool YouTube channel. This is still part 5 of our Aerialbots series. This is part of the Combiner Wars trilogy. Today we will be focusing our review and our toy review and character review of Air Raid. Air Raid is one of the arms of the great Mighty Superion. He is one of the originals from the G1 series. So let's get right to it. So now we will have an opportunity to take a closer look at the 5th Aerialbot in the Combiner Wars series, Air Raid. Air Raid takes his original name from the G1, and let's take a closer look at the box art. He's again on card back packaging. That is the visage, the face of Air Raid. Pretty much accurate with what is there and there. They look the same. They should. So there's art on this side, Superion on the top, and he's one of 5. But for this review's sake, he's 5 out of 6. And this is something we're going to talk about a little bit more later once we have him out of our box. But let's go to the back. And as you can see, that's his pretty impressive robot mode. I kind of like the way the white and the red pops, but a stark contrast to the black, all black of his alt mode. Unlike the other deluxe class Aerialbots, it takes 11 steps to turn him from this to this, because most of them just take 9 steps. Again, he's an alternate arm of Superion, suggested as an alternate arm, together with Skydive, Alpha Bravo, and Firefly, with Silverbolt as usual becoming the chest and the head. So let's open him up. Immediately what pops is that compared to the other card back packaging, his is similar to Quickslinger, where the packaging is all the way up instead of just on the side. So to open him, you have to slit the back and slide him out. Immediately what pops is that compared to the other card back packaging, his is similar to Quickslinger, where the packaging is all the way up instead of just on the side. So to open him, you have to slit the back and slide him out. So what's inside is, well, the back, after you remove the comic book, is you see different drawings of Superion, and I believe some of them are, well, yeah, that's Silverbolt over there, and there's Air Raid, no, that's not Air Raid, that's Skydive over there, and there's a Stunticon over there. Pretty much shows how interchangeable the parts are on these Combiner Wars. Set that aside. You have the instructions booklet, where it tells you how to properly transform him from robot to airplane, and from airplane to Superion's arm or leg. Instead of a collector's card that was included in Firefly and in Skydive, it's pretty much the same as Quickslinger, where he has a comic book. And on the back is the same as what's on the back of the box. Shows you Air Raid in his robot form. Shows you the profile. He's a Autobot, Aerialbot, function is warrior, status is active, and current location is Cybertron. It also shows you a pre-mission, I don't know if you can see it, a pre-mission psych screening report by Rung, Autobot PsyOps Specialist. Now that's intriguing. It says he's cleared for mission and the histories is extracted from compulsory biographical download. It would be nice to read all of this. For those of you who are interested, you can pause this screen, just read through it. We're not going to. It says here, Air Raid is the youngest of the Aerialbots. I don't know how that could be how he could be the youngest when they were all created almost at the same time during the Key to Vector Sigma episode. I think that's episode 1 and episode 2 in season 2. But it says here he's the youngest, and his daredevil decisions aren't born from inexperience or bravado. He simply cannot stop himself from diving in head first. So he's not brave, he is foolish. Alright, so forms either an arm or leg of Superion, the combined form of the Aerialbots. Again, if you want, you can keep it here, pause the screen, read it. Here's the top part. Okay. So that's it for the comic book. Let's get into the clamshell. Now, in the clamshell, just like the others, you have what looks like a foot of Superion, but could also be a hand because there's some finger-like projections underneath. And then we have his pretty nice. I really like the white blaster, double-barrel blaster, but. Surprisingly, the alt mode of Air Raid is something I take issue with. He's an F-14 Tomcat. Now, I love Top Gun. I love the new Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, I like both films. But Air Raid, I'm sorry, is not an F-14 Tomcat. When he first came out in the G1, he was actually an F-15 Sea Eagle. Yeah, that's right. He's pretty much like Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker. So, I don't know why they made a decision to do a lot of different things to this Combiner War series. Again, these are great figures, but from a G1 standpoint, I'm baffled as to why number 1, Firefly was named Fireflight. Quickslinger was named, Slingshot was named Quickslinger. Number 2, Firefly was turned into another Harrier. Instead of the F4 Phantom that he was when he was in the G1. And this is the third issue that I have. He's an F-15 Eagle, not an F-14 Tomcat. Now, I know that there's some issues with the G1 followers because in the cartoons, the F-15 Air Raid is a little bit smaller than the Decepticon Seekers. But that being said, this is a total deviation from what he was when he was first created. But that... It's also fun though to see an F-14 Phantom Tomcat represented, one of the coolest airplanes of all time, one of the fanciest, one of the most iconic airplanes in military history, represented in the Aerialbots alt modes, but. Honestly, it would have been better if they transformed or changed. Who is it? The Harrier, maybe Slingshot from a Harrier who does not fly supersonic to an F-14. Keep Air Raid as an F-15, and then you can also keep the alt mode of Firefly as the F-4 Phantom. That way they're all supersonic fighters. But anyway, Now, with this toy, let's go back to this toy. I'm rambling. He was released December 2014 as part of the Combiner Wars Deluxe class. Different from the others, he takes 11 steps to transform instead of 9. And the first release in 1984, he was part of the first batch of characters brought by Takara. Now, the Wave 2 of the Combiner Wars toy line came out in a box set, just like I mentioned in the previous videos. The box set changes is almost all black color. This part into an electric blue with silver accents. So they retain the silver accents for the most part and change the black to blue. He's also part of the Unite Warriors box set that puts him inside with the other Aerialbots minus Alpha Bravo. Again, he's the left leg of Superion. He's supposed to be a McDonnell Douglas F-15C Eagle, but in this case, takes 11 steps to transform him from this to an F-14 Tomcat. Now, personally, my take on this is the same as Firefly. Why do you have to change it? If it's not broken, why fix it? Could be a copyright issue, could be a licensing issue. That's why they had to turn him into an F-14 Tomcat, but doesn't make sense to me. So as far as integrity to the G1 mythos or the G1 the G1 cartoon, this one falls off the map for me. It doesn't really make sense why they had to change, because if they lost the license to the F-15, then why do they still make Starscream or Skywarp, Masterpiece editions? But anyway, as far as playability is concerned, he's a little bit more advanced than the other Aerialbots because it takes 2 more steps to transform him. As far as posability is concerned, he's the same as the others, about 3.5, 3 out of 5. Playability is about 4 out of 5. You can see that there's some color changes now. Can get that cleaned up. Now, as far as desk or shelf appeal, and I like to keep talking about that. How does it look on your shelf? How does it look on your desk? He works well with the other Aerialbots. Standing alone, yeah, he looks nice with the pointy nose and the wings. Better than the Harriers, but he looks better with the others. Overall, you just need the complete cast to make it work. Individually, I like playing with them. I like transforming them, but they get to be loose in the joints a little bit too easy for my taste. But ultimately, it would be nice to put them together as Superion. So we're a couple of episodes away from that happening, and we will do a separate review of Superion as a character, because even though he's a combination of 5 different Aerialbots, he is his own robot. So again, it's cool to have them. It's cool to have all of them. And being a completionist, I would like to have all of them, even though I have issues with their alt modes being not what they were in the G1. Again, I'm not a G1 snob. I'm not a G1 purist. But it would be nice to go back to the toys of our childhood and say, oh yeah, he's an F-15. Or Firefly/Fireflight was an F-4 Phantom. But that being said, it's hard to not like the Aerialbots. It's hard, regardless of their alt mode, regardless of the changes they make. It's hard not to like them. These are just so lovable. These are just very lovable characters, and very fun to play with. So, as we move on to the next episode, we look forward to seeing you on the final review of the Aerialbots as individuals with Alpha Bravo and guest in Power Glide, and the final reveal of Superion. With that, don't forget to click on like, Leave a comment if you feel like there's something we can improve on the channel, something we can improve on the reviews. Don't forget to click on subscribe and the bell button for a notification when we post our next few videos. So with that, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and happy collecting.